Sagittarius full moon that's coming up this week. I think it's on Thursday, the 23rd. And it's going to be at 3 degrees of Sagittarius. 3 degrees is the third degree, is the mercurial degree. So Gemini and Virgo will really be impacted by this full moon degree position. You can also go look at the 3 degrees of Sagittarius in your chart. Let's say that you're like, well, because I don't have 3 degrees of Sagittarius, I have 9 degrees of Sagittarius, or I have 21 degrees of Sagittarius. You can still go count the ticks on your zodiac wheel and see where you have 3 degrees, and still what house that it's affecting you in, because that is still where you will be receiving the greatest impact. I'm calling this the spiritual commencement ceremony. Da, 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 da. It's a graduation ceremony. Graduation. Congratulations. You made it. For real. Um, and I'm calling it the spiritual commencement ceremony because Sagittarius is the spiritual guru of the zodiac, is the philosopher, is the wise one, is the one that seeks wisdom, that never goes on vacation just to go on vacation. When Sagittarius goes on vacation, they're going on an adventure. They're going to learn something. They're going to see something on that vacation that significantly impacts and changes everything in their life. And then they likely will come back and teach everybody that they come into contact with what it is that they learned about themselves during that time. On the flip end of that, Sagittarius being the knowledge eater, the philosopher, the wise one, Sagittarius has to learn that it's okay for them to not only learn the information, but they need to then apply the information. They then need to sit in the information to understand the information. It's the equivalent of learning information at school and thinking you're never going to be tested on it. You will eventually be tested on it. So you need to retain this information and know how and when to apply said information. Um, Full moons always do this thing of bringing whatever we thought was under the surface, or anything that we thought that we had kind of turned a blind eye to, it comes back to our forefront. So this is dragging whatever in our backyard back to our front porch under this Sagittarius full moon, and it's going to light fire to it, and it's going to be a big fire because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So it's going to be a massive fire of something that you've been trying to run from or hide from. A lot of people will be realizing that they've been running and hiding from a natural innate gift. You received it at birth. You know that you can do this for whatever reason that you feel that you shouldn't be doing it, or the world shouldn't know that you can do this. Under this full moon, you will be pushed to a new embracing of those things, because you'll realize that if I don't embrace my truth, then I won't be able to be all that I can be in life's army, so to say. This is also going to be giving us an opportunity to see if we've been able to be successful in protecting our mental psyche in all of the hubbub, all the hubble jumble that's going on right now. We have solar flares. I know the sun is fake. I don't care what they tell me. The sun is fake. I know it's fake. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius at 2 degrees of Aquarius. 2 degrees is the Venusian degree. So it's really affecting Taurus, but it's also affecting Libra. And it's affecting anything that you love, anything that you bought it because you thought it was cute. You invested in it because you thought that it would be aesthetically pleasing and bring you value. You're now looking at it with a fine-tooth comb. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago during the last new moon phase, which was Virgo. Don't get me lying. I'm like, I'm off. I don't know, but I'm not. I don't. I never go backwards like that. So that freaked me out. But I know that I had mentioned that instead, because it was at the Virgo degree, whatever, it was a Taurus new moon at the Virgo degree. It was 6 degrees. That instead of us just picking up this bag because it's a Louis Vuitton, or because it's a what's another name? A designer bag, just because we're getting it because it's a designer, we're now looking at is the threading gone? Does the zipper work? Is there a stain? Did somebody buy this and bring it back? We're looking at the fine tooth details, which was what that Virgo energy. And now with this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius being at the 2nd degree of the retrograde, is looking at the fine tooth evidence of our relationships and our friendships and the things that make us feel safe. And Sometimes people maintain friendships or relationships because they look good together. I never like to spill my tea publicly, but I remember when me and my ex-husband broke up, people could not believe that we were breaking up because we looked so good together. Oh, y'all are so perfect looking together. Y'all family is like, look like it should be going to Ebony magazine. Ebony magazine with motherfucking, it's gonna get real. We better separate. So people will stay because it looks good. A lot of your favorite celebrities stay together because it looks good. But under this Pluto retrograde Aquarius energy, which has already been wreaking havoc on everybody's life, we are seeing that we cannot keep certain people in our circle just because it looks good, or because we want to be able to say, oh, I've known them for so long, so that's why I kept them in my circle. And for so long, they've been a shitty person. And for so long, y'all were never on the same page. Y'all weren't even in the same table of contents. And you just kept them around because it looked good. So, um, how have you been maintaining your um, susceptibility or your sustainability or your focus at this time? Um, I know social media is doing a number on people right now. And I would just encourage you, like, if you are a person who runs a business and you have to utilize social media, try to utilize technology as much as you can and set those posts ahead so that you don't have to be on there every day, so that you don't have to sit in the moment of the day creating whatever it is that you are creating. Try to, utilize that for what it is. Spend as little time as you possibly can on these sites right now, on these platforms, because it's just an influx of attack on our spiritual well-being, on our physical well-being, on our mental well-being. The Sagittarius full moon, again, with it being a spiritual commencement, a spiritual homecoming, a spiritual coming back to self. This is going to be a great time for you to say, okay, I'm going to go on a cleanse for a minute. I'm going to go on a detox. I have a friend on my Facebook that I've known my entire life that once a year, him and his wife like completely leave social media alone. They leave it for a year and then they come back and be like, this is what we did, this is what we experienced. And I think that's so dope. I'm like, every time they do it, I'm like, oh my God, I just wish one day I could. I shared earlier today with Patreon that um, I've been living social media for like half of my adult life. Every day for the last 15 years, I have made a post one way or another on one platform or another to gain traction, to maintain attraction, to get the sale, to get the focus, to get the share, to get the like, to get the whatever, to the point that I have almost lost my own creative identity in these social media streets, that I had to step back and get back to myself. So some of you may be going through that same transition, especially under the Sagittarius full moon, when you realize, oh no, this is what my gift is. My gift is this. Your moon sign is also a key gift to what your life purpose is, along with your North Node placement. But your moon sign is what you do that's kind of like a hidden talent, or you just do it naturally and you never thought that you could be compensated for it. Well, maybe propping a camera up and recording it while you're doing it and you never thought about making money or getting a following from it is exactly why you're going to gain the traction from that thing. Under the Sagittarius full moon, you may see these things. Pisces placements, this may even be more inherently true for you because Saturn is in Pisces right now, has been there for a year, but Pisces is ancient, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter modern rules Sagittarius. So whenever Sagittarius is doing anything, or whenever Jupiter is making those big movements, it's profoundly impacting you as well. Eclipse season illuminated new belief systems, maybe reapproximated your connection to the universe or to the earth or to the world or to religion or to crystals or what have you. And Taurus season helped you start putting all of those pieces together. And now as we move into Gemini season, it's really going to start flowing. Um, Venus will be in Gemini, Jupiter will be in Gemini, all at following the day after the full moon. So we have the Sagittarius full moon on the 23rd. Venus moves into Gemini on the 24th, and then Jupiter moves into Gemini on the 25th. So this is a time to be carefree. This is a time to get in tune with your inner child and your creative self and your least traumatized, most inspired, youngest self, and see what that's like when you get out of your creative blockage or hold filled because you have been embarrassed or you're holding on to guilt or what have you. Now allow your inner child to be free and let that resurface. Um, Ever since Taurus season, we've really been learning how important or how prevalent the process of the slow and steady wins the race is, because we have Taurus represented by the bull, and the bull is never moving fast, but when the bull does move, the bull moves masses of loads, masses of things go with the bull when it finally does get up and make some movements. And that's what we are realizing even more so under the Sagittarius full moon, that we are actually light years, leaps and bounds away from who we were months ago, weeks ago. And I mean, going back to March, going back to January, you have likely attained some sort of spiritual graduation, some sort of spiritual reward or laurel that you have been maybe working on your entire life, that has either already come full circle for you or it will come full circle for you following the Sagittarius full moon. And that's means for a round of applause, because when people say you have to applaud yourself for the things that people don't even know you're going through, that's so real. That's so real. We are all fighting battles that we, even if we have good friends and good lovers and good connections with people, we're not going to share that part of us. So when we combat it and defeat it, we have to be equally as celebratory of it, even if the whole world knew it. Just as if the whole world knew it, because nobody knows how hard it was for you to get over that and for you to be who you are today. With Jupiter going into Gemini the day after the full moon, or 2 days after the full moon, and Venus going into Gemini the day after the full moon, this is going to be manifest your ass off summer. Like, get into gear. Whatever your manifestation methods are, subscribe to my Patreon for like literally hundreds of manifestation rituals and techniques and routines and affirmations and crystals and things that you can do. But 3x33, just to mention a few, quantum jumping, just to mention another one, scripting, dream pillow, just to mention another. There are many ways for you to manifest. I also encourage you to learn your human design type, because that will also help you on how you manifest and how you set your rituals. Learn your rising sign, your Venus sign, all of these, your Jupiter sign, all of these can be magnetic forces that you utilize during your own rituals when you're setting your intentions to bring in what you're looking for in your success. The graduation or the commencement ceremony for the spiritual advancement is occurring, especially for you if you have Sagittarius in your 12th house or Sagittarius in your South node, because that's your past life shit. And this is something, again, that maybe you don't even know how to really put into words, but you're like, I finally don't do that anymore. I finally don't use my whole paycheck and burn money in my whole hole in my pocket. I finally don't get a job or sign up for a career and I leave it just as quick as I started it. I finally don't have commitment issues in relationships or what have you, or it can be deeper than that. And under this Sagittarius full moon, you can really feel like, oh, I did it. And now I'm ready for my next challenge. So that concludes the Sagittarius full moon rundown. I hope that you guys get what you are looking for there. I encourage you to look at your birth chart, look at your zodiac wheel, get your own readings, however you're going to do them. I do still offer the Trapstrology reports in my own website. I am moving away from individualized offerings and getting more into the teaching aspect. So if you are interested in learning how to read not only your chart, but the chart of your lovers, your friends, your children, other people, enhancing your own business, I encourage you to check out my website, check out Patreon. Trapstrology 1 and 2 are now available. You can subscribe or enroll rather for Trapstrology 2, which will be May 24th. So this week coming up. So